Welcome to Jarrett's demo of its proprietary Automotive Fleet Smart Start, an industry-specific accelerator for organizations selling to fleets. Built on Salesforce's Automotive Cloud, it offers a simple yet scalable approach to CRM, centered around customer lifetime value, vehicle details, and vehicle lifetime value. Let's take it for a drive. Now let's imagine I'm a sales rep or sales manager. When I first log into the Fleet Smart Start, I'll be greeted by a customized performance dashboard. From here, I can keep a pulse on my sales pipeline, team performance, and forecast, all tailored to help me identify the most valuable and critical activities I can work on. Now, let's imagine that the fleet manager from a logistics company, a key customer of ours, has contacted me. He's interested in purchasing some additional vehicles. I can easily pull up their account profile and view all kinds of historical information about this particular customer, how much they purchased lifetime, how their recent sales have been, how much we've planned or forecasted them to purchase, what they have purchased, as well as how engaged they have been with our dealership. I can also view their fleet details. We know, for example, that they have a Canadian and a United States fleet. I can drill into those particular fleets and see individual vehicles. Each individual vehicle can even go down to the VIN number. Typically, that VIN would be passed over from DMS via integration. Now, I know it was their fleet manager that contacted me, Thomas Petty. I can look at any sort of information, historically, any interactions that we've had with Thomas previously, prior to him visiting me at the dealership. Now, let's say that Thomas comes into the dealership, voices an interest in purchasing some additional Ford vehicles for his fleet. Once we kind of confirm the details of the specific vehicles he's interested in, and he confirms the timing he'd like to purchase, from this account record, I'm going to go ahead and create a new sales agreement. Now, Thomas shares with me that this is for their North American fleet, and this is going to be a Q1 purchase. He wants to start taking delivery in January, and he figures that he will order the vehicles monthly throughout the quarter. So I'm filling in all these details for how I expect the sales agreement, which captures the anticipated buy. Again, it's for their United States fleet, so I'm going to select US dollar in my standard North American or United States price book. And I know that Thomas Petty is who I'll be negotiating with. So I'm going to go ahead and create my sales agreement. Now I can review the details of the sales agreement that I created with the customer. Again, start date, frequency that he'll be ordering, how long it is, et cetera, et cetera. You'll see it's in draft status right now. But what I really need to do is add those specific vehicles that he's interested in. Now, Electra, this particular logistics company, is looking for Ford vehicles this quarter to round out their fleet. So I'm going to go ahead and select those particular Ford vehicles. Now, at this point, I get the standard list price. I've been authorized by my sales manager that based on the quantity they're forecasting, I can offer them a discounted price. And Thomas has suggested that he will be purchasing 15 of each of these trucks. Now, again, I've updated my agreement with agreement product records. And now you'll see that my forecast has been populated. So forecasted quantity, we understood that they're buying 15 of each truck. I suggested that he's going to be taking delivery on a monthly basis. And it's all Q1, all reflected in my forecast. Now, one thing I should mention, this forecast I did was at the product level. You can also forecast at the category level if that's more appropriate for your business. Now, in reviewing the agreement, Thomas reminds me that he wanted to purchase a maintenance contract as well. So I'm going to go back and go ahead and update that we also understand we're going to be potentially selling maintenance agreements for each one of these vehicles. In my particular dealership, we have a lot of latitude to price our maintenance agreements. I'm going to go ahead and put these at $10,000. And I know I have 45 vehicles, so 45 maintenance agreements. Now you'll see that my agreement has been updated with the maintenance contracts, and they map, again, split equally over the months. Now that could be updated later on. The actuals can be updated later on. You can also go back and adjust the planned quantity, for example. If he said, for example, well, for this particular vehicle, I think I'm actually going to take 10 of those in February instead of splitting them across those 2 months. I can then go back and update that as well. Now, if I go through the approval process, so I get this sales agreement updated. So again, based on the amount or number of vehicles that he'll be taking delivery of in Q1, I'm authorized to provide this discounted pricing. I get that approved by my sales manager through finance. And this sales agreement, we sign the paperwork, customer agrees. I would then move this into approved status. That would, in effect, could potentially trigger any sort of downstream processes, notifications, billing, whatever needs to happen with the customer. And then as of January 1st, 2025, the sales agreement becomes active. Now, again, I should mention that the orders will be passed back in via integration with DMS. So DMS captures the order. We create an order record in Salesforce, and that updates the actual purchase quantities. If I go back to the account, for example, I can see, for example, the historical orders that the customer has purchased, as well as my sales opportunities, if they're relevant to your particular business. But again, all the historical sales agreements, the ones that have been approved, the ones that have been activated, for example, and are in effect. As I mentioned as well, again, another benefit of the DMS integration with Salesforce is populating vehicle information. Again, when this vehicle was sold, was added to that customer's fleet, we pass that VIN over so we know that specific vehicle. And then through integrations with DMS or whatever, we can actually track the various milestones. When was that vehicle ordered, built, delivered, sold? You'll see as well some high-level indicators at the top of the page, notifying me, for example, this vehicle is nearing expiring its warranty. If you can imagine multiplying this out on tens or hundreds of particular vehicles that are in customers' fleets, having that automated notification, or I should say automated tracking, to either send out an automatic notification or let you know that you should follow up proactively with this customer when any of these milestones, whether it be a recall, lease expiration, warranty expiring, whatever the case may be. Now, even if I have put this sales agreement into approved status, I know it starts January 1st. I may want to set a manual activity or an activity for myself to follow up. So what I can actually do is create a new task in Salesforce. And I'm going to go ahead and set a due date for myself. Follow up with Thomas. Now, again, because Salesforce is my workplace, my workspace, I should say, online, I log in every day, start my day. I will see a notification that day, know that I need to check up with a particular customer. So think of the power of setting these automated follow-ups, automated tasks, recurring tasks, follow-ups, and even having the system notify you when certain milestones have passed on customers' fleet vehicles that present sales or service opportunities for your dealership.